All right. So today we're talking about socialization and socializing your dog way beyond the dog park. Just to, as a reminder, talking about what socialization is. So socialization is introducing your puppy to different people, places, and things, so that when they get a lot older, they're not fearful in life. Sometimes, if you see dogs that are reactive or dogs that are fearful, dogs that are shy, sometimes the issue could be that they weren't socialized or under socialized earlier on in their life. Um, the key time to socialize your puppy is like the first 8 weeks. But if you think about it, usually during that time, we're just getting our puppies or we're getting them a little bit later. So I never, fault the dog owner for under socialization because it's really something that, you kind of have to know about. But that's what this live's all about is, a lot of times when I talk to families and I hear, oh, I got to socialize my dog, the first thing I hear is I have to take my dog to the dog park. But if you keep the true meaning of socialization in your mind, introducing your dog to different people, places, and things, you have to go beyond the dog park to do that. A dog park, um, you know, depending on everyone has their different thoughts on dog parks and things like that, but I just want to give you some tips to socialize your dog beyond the dog park. And at the end, I'm going to provide a tip for you because one thing I do hear is like, hey, well, my dog's not fully vaccinated until about 14 weeks, right? And how am I supposed to socialize them if I can't take them anywhere? So I'm going to give you some tips too of where you can socialize your dog if they're not fully vaccinated as well. So let's jump right into it and give you guys some socialization tips. All right. So, one way you can socialize your dog beyond the dog park or improve their socialization is just simply take them to training classes. Training classes are a great way to socialize dogs with other people in a structured environment. And of course, they'll learn whatever topic they're teaching during that class, whether it's basic obedience or I love puppy kindergarten. I actually teach that class as well as basic obedience. But if you do have a puppy that's under that's like around 14 weeks. I love the puppy kindergarten classes because they can learn how to socialize in class with other dogs. That's what that's good for. But you also want to do more than just training classes as well. You still want to take them out different places. Also, just simple regular walks provide your dog the opportunity to interact with other dogs and people in the community. So if you're having walks in your neighborhood, that's ideal. But you want to be what's the word? I can't even think of the word right now. You intentional. You want to be intentional about your walk. So if you know that we're going to try to introduce your dog to different people, places, and things, right? If you go for a walk the same time every day, say it's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, you're pretty much seeing the same people that goes on a walk at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Try varying up the walks in your neighborhood. I love walking late in the afternoon where there's other dogs and people out or children playing, or early in the morning where the kids or people are headed to work in their bus, just so they can see a variety of different people that are going to be in a neighborhood. And of course, when we talk about regular walks too, you can also go outside the neighborhood in different areas to socialize your dog as well. So even though regular walks, we're talking about neighborhood, get out there and walk as well. Doggy daycare is a really good place for your dog to socialize and then pride. And it's going to, so with socialization, you want to make sure it's in a safe environment and that is structured as well. So doggy daycares are really good for that, but you also want to make sure that your dog's going to a reputable doggy daycare. I'm not saying that home daycares or other daycares are bad, but you just want to make sure that the daycare is going to give your dog what they provide. Some daycares do provide training and socialization. I love that. So while you're at work or while you're busy, they can just pop right into daycare and stuff like that. So that's another way. The next option is meetups, right? So joining local dog group meetups are a good way to connect with other dog owners and provide socialization opportunities. I know on Facebook they have tons and tons of meetup groups and variations, whether it's a puppy meetup group or only golden retriever meetup groups, where they definitely do have meetup groups where they'll meet somewhere monthly. And that's also a good way to socialize your dog and get them going. Um, quick tip. I know I said I was going to provide this at the end, but I think this one is going to be key if your dog is not vaccinated. Just simply inviting over friends and stuff. So hosting like a friendly gathering or get together with your friends, and have them coming over, to socialize and stuff like that with other dogs, that you trust and things like that would be key. I almost recommend that, especially if you can't get out there, but I'll give you some more tips at the end. The next one is play dates, but I feel like that goes right along with inviting your friends over and things like that. But if you have another dog owner in a neighborhood, or a family member or a friend, that's also a great way to socialize your dog with other dogs and making sure that they're learning new skills. This one I like a lot, maybe because I like walking trails and stuff like that, but engaging your dog in outdoor activities. So if you're the type that likes running, hiking, camping, and things like that, that's also a great way to get your dog socialized, because you're seeing different people on the trail, different dogs on the trail, and things like that. In camping, I always love to, especially if you can tie your dog out a little bit while you're sitting at your camper and kind of let them watch people walk by. That's another good option. And always, not always, but the last one is just attending outdoor events. You might see your local festivals, farmers markets. Those are also great opportunities to socialize your dog. And especially farmers markets, if they have like, sometimes they have people there that are dog people, so they may have treats for your dog. I know coming up soon, I'm going to not talk about coming up soon. I will be at an event as well that I'm going to invite you to. So, but stay tuned for that. But when it comes down to socialization, just keep in mind different people, places, and things. And if your dog's not vaccinated, again, inviting people over. Or one thing I did with my puppy last year was sitting on your front doorstep at times when people are going to walk by, or high traffic times, and just work on socializing your dog. And also another tip, if your dog's not vaccinated, just simply getting in your car, going somewhere and park. And if you have a small dog, letting them sit on your lap and look out the window. Or also driving, just right. You don't have, if it's a bigger dog, the dog's not going to sit in your lap, but just having your dog sit in a seat and stuff like that. So those are the different ways and places you can socialize your dog beyond the dog park. And as they say, I see on social media, let's normalize not taking your dog to the dog park, socializing them. Let's normalize taking them other places to see different people, places, and things. And before I go, just to tell you a little bit story of how socialization works and how you want to make sure they see different people, places, and things. So I show up for a training with this family. And they immediately tell me like, oh my God, my best friend was over here. And my dog usually loves my best friend, been here for years. Dog's like 3 or whatever, maybe not 3, but younger. I don't know what happened. And then, usually I start to pick and prod and try to pull apart the pieces and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, the friend changed their hair color to red. Right? The dog has never really seen someone with red hair before. And so now the dog's afraid of the friend. So that's why it's so important to make sure they see tall people, short people, people with glasses on, people of different ethnicities. I have shown up. I was just talking to someone about this, to someone's house, and they're like, I'm so sorry. I think my dog is racist. And immediately they're so like, you see them flushed, but I don't get offended, because in my head, I'm like, no, your dog's not racist. They're just under socialized, or not socialized to seeing someone brown skin like me. So just make sure you're getting your dog out there to see different people, places, and things, so you're not running into this when your dog's a lot older. And as always, if you have questions, drop them in the comments. And if you're the type driving along, love to listen to podcasts, you can always find me at Positive Dog Training Convos and listen to the same conversation there. A lot of great content. And if you have more questions on socialization, just reach out. Other than that, enjoy your nice day wherever you are. If you have nice weather like it is over here in New England, and I'll see you next week for another great topic. All right. Bye.